Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode here on ESGNet. And this is MLB 17 the show. This is the Kansas City Royals franchise, and you're inside the Royal Court. Now, this is episode 30, and this is our April report. As you take a look here, we're just finished up the first month of this current season that we're in right now, and the Royals get ready to go on the road here against the Indians. We'll talk about more about that here, getting closer to the end of the episode here. I'm pretty sure you guys already seen the first game of this series between the Royals and Indians, and we'll talk about the matchup there between Felix Hernandez, King Felix, going up against James Shields, our former ace for us a couple seasons ago in this Royals franchise. So we'll talk about that a little later on. But today we just want to talk about, give you guys a quick look at what is going on for the team so far here for the first month. And as you take a look there, pretty good start there. We had that great series there against Chicago and Detroit. Lost the last game there in Detroit, and then started going on a winning streak there. And for the most part, for the month there, we've been doing pretty good. We finished the first month there 20-5 for the season, so we're on a really good start here. We do have a couple issues on the team, one of them being one of our biggest stars, being Eric Hosmer, who's had a really slow start. We'll show you his numbers here in just a bit, but for the most part here, I think we've had a good run here so far here. Pitching's been looking very good here. Seemed like Brendan Shipley, even though he's had a game that he didn't do so well there, first, I think it was the most recent start that he had. For the most part here, he's been pitching pretty well there. He's leaving off from where he left off last year. Now, as for Danny Duffy, well, he's kind of he's a little bit of a step back here from a season ago there. You know, he was pretty much our star pitcher with the exception of Felix Hernandez. This season, well, Duffy has had a tough go there, and we're gonna try to see if he can try to bounce back here when we start the second month of the season here. As you take a look at the Royals right now, like I said, first place right now, and have a good lead right now over the Tigers, Indians, Twins, and White Sox right now. White Sox are really struggling here, and for the most part here, we got some early divisional games which we've been pretty dominant in. Haven't really swept. I think there's one series where we have swept. But as you take a look at our general manager goals here, we've pretty much met every goal so far here in the first two seasons so far here for the Royals. So we're looking pretty good here. No chance of us really getting fired, or let's take a look there. Our grade is really good. We've been meeting a lot of the expectations that we're been asked here. Got some areas that we still got to fulfill here in the postseason. And of course, trying to get some guys to get some Gold Gloves and all the minor stuff there that we can over time that we can work on here. But this is the last year of our contract as the general manager, and as you see there, like so, we still got some areas there we can work on that we've already accomplished already, but also too that we still need to kind of work on. Budget wise, we're within budget in some cases here, not really going over budget here. The only thing I would say is probably it's the King Felix contract, which we still probably have. I think we still have another 2 years on, and by the end of it, we're gonna pretty much, I think it's a backloaded contract, or no, excuse me, a front-loaded contract. So we're not gonna be losing. We don't have to worry about paying too much out on that. But at the same time here, we still can move Felix around if we need to, if he's not at the type of satisfaction we want. But so far he's been playing really good for us, and he's been I've kind of enjoyed him being that guy there, and we're hoping that with these next guys are coming up here within the organization, working down there in Omaha and in Arkansas, working with the storm chasers and naturals. I think we got some pretty good pitchers coming up here that way through our farm system. And then of course we got the draft coming up here, and I think the next draft here we're going to be kind of really focused on pitching. We're trying to get our pitching going there and stuff, and also in somewhat of our infielder there. I think this, at least looking at some of the free agencies and stuff like that, there's not much of a free agency splash coming up here. But things could change. People could want to make moves and stuff like that. Right now we're buyers. We're willing to buy some players if we can afford them, if they're within our range, what we're looking for, and especially what we need, not what we necessarily want. But yeah, for the most part here, I think we're doing pretty good here. Right now, taking a look at some emails here. We got some players that we possibly could be bringing up here. Get a couple at bats here, starting in the second month of the season. As for the team, right now, take a look. Mike Moustakas right now is probably the guy right now that probably has the most hot bat right now. Eric Hosmer, probably the guy that's the coldest. As you see there, he has a snowflake right next to him. For whatever reason, he has been struggling. He has 2 home runs, 10 RBIs for the season, and he's hitting 214 right here. He is just not himself here, and that has just been really concerning for us here. We noticed that kind of in the spring training there, that his bat wasn't really where it was supposed to be at. But of course, spring training guys are still trying to shrug off some stuff, trying to get that baseball rust off of this, especially if they have been working out or are doing stuff during this season. And I'm hoping that that's not the case. I mean, hopefully Hosmer was working out and doing stuff during the season, but some of his numbers have kind of drifted downward some, and I think he has a final year on his contract here, and we're not going to hesitate to pull the trigger if we have to bring in somebody younger, and just willing to have that fighting spirit of want to win games. I'm not saying that he doesn't, but just at the plate, he's been really struggling, and I just don't know. The timing's off with him, and that's something we just gonna have to look into as we go along here in the rest of the season. Take a look at our pitching here. Of course, Hernandez, Duffy, Vargas, Rick Portola, there you see he's taking in as Ian Kennedy. He is going to be out for quite a while. I think he's going to miss at least 2 starts. And Rick Portola, he's been doing a great job there. We picked him up in free agency and signed him as a guy who can be a spot starter there for us. I believe his first game we had him in, I think he lost, and it was a pretty tough loss there for him. But I think with working with him a little bit more, we got now 2-2 for the season. He's worked 12 innings so far. I really think we'll be able to get him up to speed here. I believe he will have a start here in this in this Indian series, so we'll check him out. And then of course Brendan Shipley there, 80 overall there, and like I said, young man's been doing very well for himself. Of course, Butler, he is down in the minor league, and like we've been having him down there. He's not happy about it. I think I mentioned this a couple episodes ago. He is not too happy about that, and for the time being, where he's going to be down there, not forever. We're going to eventually bring him back up, especially if this Ian Kennedy situation happens to be long term. If he's missing more than 2 starts, we'll definitely bring him up. Wade Davies, we brought him back up from the minor leagues, and he is now back in his role there as a middle reliever. And we're glad to see him happy once again, because he was not too well. He was not very excited about that at all. But that was we had to make a move. We had to do some changing around, and these guys have to realize that, there's a good chance if they're going down there, they're going down there for a reason. We need them to help out with developing some our younger guys, and also to just get some, especially if they had a couple bad games there, we got to get that confidence boost back up. being down, showing that they've been a major league player, and they've been playing for quite a few years now, and just get that confidence, boost. Not saying that their stuff's not any good, but just going down there trying to dominate in the bottom, in our minor leagues, stuff like that, and just kind of get that boost up that confidence, so that when they come back in the majors, they'll have that confidence booster with them, and they can carry that on throughout the season. Here's some signings that we have. A lot of these guys are going to be signed to the minor league team, both on the AA and AAA teams, and just some of the guys that we just recently signed here that I found and some of these guys I'm just like, wow, nobody signed them. I mean, there are some guys that got some low overalls, but the potential they could have is pretty high there, and I think a lot of these guys will probably be no more than higher than probably an 80 potential, maybe almost a couple of them could crack into the 90s overall there, but yeah, for right now we've just got some young guys there that we're going to try to work out and just sign them to a 1-year deal, see how things go. Some of them are in their prime right now, so if they we're hoping that this will trigger them to play real well with in the AAA or mainly I think the majority of them are in the AAA, but hang out, if they can hang out in the AAA division there for a bit, for a couple of months, and they can pick up some wins and put some good at bats together there. There's a good chance they can come up to the majors, and we'll see how they can do there. And like I said, nobody's job is set. Not too many guys on the team, these major league teams, or even on the minor league teams for us, are set in stone. I mean, right now, the only person I can think of, well, a couple people I can think of right now is, King Felix or Moose, something like that. But if they start having to play in bad games, then yeah, we'll have to set them down and let them sit out for a while, kind of collect their thoughts and get themselves going again there. But like I said, there's a couple of minor leagues that we decided to sign there. And like I said, some of them are around that prime age, in their mid-20s, getting close to their early 30s. So we're hoping that that will trigger and get them going, and kind of get them motivated to try to come up to get to potentially get to the major league level there for us. But we do have the draft coming up. We have been looking at quite a few players there, and I think eventually at some point here we'll show you guys the players that we'll look at that, as we usually do here on the Roll Court Insider. Show you guys that players that we're potentially looking at here, and there's some pretty good players for this draft coming up here. I can't remember exactly what I think we're going to be picked number 30th, but I think we got a couple of early draft picks because of some trades that we made from the prior season there. So we may, I feel like we got some good opportunities here. We can get some good. We've been looking at a lot of pitchers, like I mentioned, that's what we're going to be focusing on for this draft coming up, because there are some really good pitchers, some young pitchers that we could easily get, and they'll be on the minor league team there. One particular, I can't remember exactly his name, but he's a guy that could probably start for us day one, as soon as as soon as he's drafted and signs with us. So that's going to be really exciting for us. And like I said, so a lot of these guys were probably, I know at least a couple that I've looked at so far here. They could, we're going to go ahead and if we can get them, and there's a handful of them I've looked at, and depending on where they land at, we could have them sign and be a part of our major ball club, just in time for the September call-ups. So that's gonna be really nice, and I think a lot of Royals fans will probably really like these young men that we have coming up. But like I said, here's some of the guys that we've signed. They're gonna be a part of the Storm Chasers there. Storm Chasers really had a real problem with long relief pitching right there. So we decided I went ahead and put them in there. Got a couple guys that we just recently just signed, put in the lineup there. As for injuries, Ian Kennedy probably one of the well, not one of the biggest injuries, but one of the injuries there that recently came up. Of course, Ben Zobrist, if you remember, he was hurt. I think in that first week of the new season there, and that right there was something that really got us now in that process of scrambling to figure out exactly who's going to do what for us. But I think we got that problem settled right now. We also brought in, JD Martinez in our trade, along with Johnny Peralta. So those guys are helping us out out in center and then right on the left side of the field there, and second and short. Because Peralta, he can play short and play third. I think he seen play second there, so that helps us out. We can move ground guys and not wear out, not have guys play a position, that one position every single day. We can move around guys and try different setups there on the defensively there. So that's gonna be really nice. Take a look at the standings right there. You see the Angels right there in the West leading that. Nationals right now leading the National League East. Mets, Braves, Marlins, and Phillies round out that. But right now, I mean, seriously, I think we're probably one of the best teams right now in the majors right now. He's playing some really good baseball right here. And there you see the Pirates there. Pirates 18-10, and they have a half game lead over the Cardinals. And then you got the Brewers, Reds, and Cubbies there in last place for the NL Central. And what else? Let's see. Trying to think here. Kind of hit myself here in this episode here. And then out in the West, so you see you got the Dodgers, Rockies, Giants, Padres, and Diamondbacks there in that one there. So and Dodgers, they still got this Dodgers team still got a really great unit of guys in that right there, and they're still playing really well. Now we're going to move on to seeing the numbers there for the players there. You guys can check those out there. Markakis, really good. He had a pretty good last string of games here. I want to say last 6 or 7 games here. He's been playing really well, hitting very well for us, and a couple clutches, moments there for us. Especially Alex Gordon there. He's right now, I think he's leading the team in home runs with him, and I believe Adam Lynn. But Gordon, he has just been a monster in that 3, 4, 5 lineup, and he's just been doing a great job there, stepping up, helping out his fellow world brother, Hosmer there in the home run department and driving in runs. Moose has 2. We've put Moose at 8. I think now we've brought him up to the 6th hole here now for the season. So he's doing a great job there, and like I said, we're really excited about seeing him get going there and get things moving and shaking there, and especially defensively, he's been doing a great job there too. So it's nice to see that. You see hitting 360 right now for this season. Adam Lynn just like Hosmer had a slow start. But now it's starting to pick up there, and of course, there's a lot of pitchers right now that are kind of nervous of being, pitching to him, because after last year, he was our leader in home runs, and I think that's really what caused the slow start there for him. But it's starting to pick up, and he's been hitting pretty well here for us, and I still feel like he's been a great pickup there. For us during free agency there. He's just been really good for us batting. And then you see Devin Marcos. He's a great infielder there for us. He's been playing a little bit of everything. He's been playing short. He's been playing second. mainly second, but he's been playing a couple games short. I think even one game, I think he came over to play third base to give Hosmer some little bit of time off there. So that's been really helpful for us. Like I said, trying to find those utility players that can play more than one position, and that's just been he's just been a great asset for us since picking him up in the Rule 5 draft. Like I said, Hosmer, I mean, right now in the lineup, he's right now is the guy that's just been not being Hosmer-like. So that's something that definitely we're going to have to work on as we go along here in the season. And really just try to find out what we've moved him, I think, to he's only facing, I think he's better at facing lefties than he is righties. So we've been putting him more in the lefty lineup there, and then of course putting Napoli in the right-handed pitchers lineup there. Johnny Peralta, since he's was traded from the Cards to us, he's been, you see there, he's been on fire right now, and he's had a good go there for us, and that's exactly what I like to see. See a guy that can adapt and change, going from the National League to the American League, and be able to play some good baseball there. And he's, like I said, he's been doing a great job there, helping us out in the shortstop position, and also playing in second and playing some third when Moose needed some time off there. And then also Ben Zobrist out for the year. JD Martinez, forgot to mention him, but Martinez has been doing a great job there in center field. He's been doing a great job of just tracking down balls and getting guys out there. So that's been a great asset there. I thought, with Dyson being out in the center field there, I mean, we still have Dyson. He's playing with the Storm Chasers there. Eventually, we are going to bring him back, and then those two will have to kind of just split the time with that position. And then also, too, I think I'm going to try to. He's been playing. He's been having a good bat here. I might move Martinez maybe over to right field to help out Markakis because he needs some time off here. So we'll try to work on that. But just kind of move some guys around here, bringing guys up and down from the minors to the majors and majors to the minors. It's something that we'll do here early and just see how things work out. So the lineup, part of the lineup here in the next couple of games here, the next couple of weeks, in this new month here we're going into, you'll probably see some changes here. As for Shipley, there you see his numbers there. Jason Vargas red hot right now. Right now, our pitchers are just doing a great job there. Even though Danny Duffy hasn't been pitching as like Danny Duffy from a year ago, but he is, he's been clutch in some really good games there here lately. But for the most part here, the starting pitch has been doing great. Hopefully that will continue on. Bullpen, we'll see those numbers here in just a bit, but the bullpen has been excellent there, really helping us out there in a lot of these games there. And for the most part, I mean, it's this first month. I mean, I know it's only the first month of the season, and things can really change because we still have several months of more baseball to play. But I mean, it seems like everything's been working pretty well here. It's been working out for us, with the exception of so far the two injuries that we had, especially the injury with Ben Zobrist. That kind of threw us off there. Anytime you get an injury, you're kind of in panic mode. You're like, okay, this is one of our star players. Especially on offensively. What are we gonna do? But so far, everybody's been kind of just really stepping up the next level in their game, and just trying to keep pushing on here. I mean, we need Zobrist bad because Zobrist has been one of those guys that he's pretty clutch in when there's runners on base there, and just be able to get a ball through the infield and move runners around. For the most part here, it's been a good first month here so far for the pitchers here, and we're just hoping that it will continue on here as we go into these next month. Especially we got a lot more divisional games here, and we'll see a lot more of the Indians and Twins and Tigers, stuff like that coming up here very soon. So we're trying to enjoy it now, until the wagon, till at least the wheel falls off here, this wagon that we're on right now, of having some really good games here. So but yeah, Rick Porcello, there you see his numbers there, 2 for 2, 6 innings of work, 6 strikeouts, ERA a bit high there, but like I said, with a couple of starts here, we can get behind him. I think we can get that down, and we won't see it. Like I said, he's was signed for being a spot start, and I really didn't think we was gonna be able to have to worry about using him too much, because I feel like we were gonna, if we had him, he was gonna be a guy who can come in just take over come in on a day where a guy needed some time off, and then not to mention we still had Eddie Butler down there in up there in Omaha. When of course we can always bring him back, which we're gonna bring him back at some point here, and that was the kind of game plan here. But now since Ian Kitty's down and he's gonna miss at least 2 starts, that's something that we were just Porcello's really gonna have to really change the way he plays, the way he pitches out there and stuff like that. Take a look at some of the team rankings there. You see us 6th place there for batting average there, so doing really good there. You see Moose, Perez, and Infante, and I guess surprisingly enough, Infante, I mean, he's an old guy. He's an old guy on the field there, and he's still playing very, very well for us. Had some really good hits here as of late too, which he did. Of course, remember he won the World Series that way, hitting that clutch home run for us to win it. And there you see us in runs, and just different categories you see us there. A lot of these categories, all the ones you expect your team to be playing well, and we're doing well. We're in the top 10, or in the top 5 and not higher. And then other ones that were not so good, that are not too friendly categories there, we're usually in the bottom. So we're in the middle or the bottom of it. So we're doing good here. I mean, for the overall for this team here this season, I mean, it's been really good. I mean, 20 and 5 right now for the season, and just playing some good defense. Guys are knocking down balls, making sure they're getting double plays. Just being at the right place at the right time defensively. Being patient at the plate. I mean, that's been a big thing for us here, and that you can tell from our averages and our home runs and all that kind of stuff there. It's just been nice to see us in there. You see us, we're 4th in home runs right now. Gordon being one of those guys, Gordon, Moustakis, and Lynn, the guys that are really being leaders in that category there. For the most part here, I mean, just being patient at the plate, looking for the right pitches, and just taking advantage of when we have runners in scoring position, make sure we got those runners moved over, sacrifice hits if we need to, and then defensively just playing, make sure we turn the double plays, which has been a little bit of an issue for us. We haven't got too many double plays, getting teams in double plays here, and that's something that we really need to work on. But at the same time, I mean, our pitchers have been doing a good job there. They've been striking out guys, but we got to try to get that. I mean, it's nice that we're getting strikeouts, pitchers getting strikeouts, but the guys are not the type of pitchers that they can get a lot of strikeouts. Like Rick Porcello, or Shipley, or Butler, or even Vargas. I mean, those guys, we need to start. Yeah, we need to do a better job. If we got runners, we got nobody out, one on, and got a guy up. We need to make sure we can get that guy to ground out and to get himself into a double play there. So pitch to contact there, get some ground ball, double play situations there. We gotta get more of those here throughout the season here, because there's been too many times we've had two guys, we let a guy on, then we let the next guy on, and it's like, okay, we don't have nobody out. we gotta get a guy in, ground. We gotta get a guy in trouble. We gotta get him to hit a ground ball or something like that. And that's just not been the case here for us this season. So, like I said, that is something that we're gonna have to work on and make sure we do a better job. Strikeouts right there, we're top right now. We're the best in the majors. Slugging percentage, same thing there. Just near over 450 in there. On base percentage there, you see we are 23rd there. So we're kind of middle of the pack on that one there. We gotta get guys on. We gotta get that kind of that conveyor belt aspect of the game. Getting 2 or 3 guys on the bags, and just having a presence on the field there. Fielding percentage there, of course, having a great job there. Gordon and Moose will probably both be up in the running for a Gold Glove this year. And then ERA, there you see our guys there, and of course Ian Kennedy has the best ERA right now for us. Really, even though he's not been, he's missed a couple starts there, but right behind him is of course Felix, and then complete games. Felix there you see there top. We're tied tied first. We're tied there with, I believe, it was Cia, or I can't remember who it was. They're tied with us, and then shutouts there you see we're first right there with 8. Seattle right behind us with 6, and then Cleveland and Minnesota and a couple others tied in 3rd with 4. And then you see our saves. We are at 6th there in saves. Freddie Hardwick, I can't forget about him. He's been doing a great job there for us, and when he has to come in for a save situation there. Haven't had too many issues with save situations there, but when he does come out there, he's been doing just an excellent job there getting the saves and making sure that he locks it down. I mean, there was one game I think he did blow a save there for us, but for the most part there, he's been doing a great job there, and hopefully we'll be able to he can keep it up there, and hopefully we can get him more opportunities for save opportunities this in this next set of games here for this month. And home runs allowed, yeah, we've been giving up we've been at least giving up the long ball there, only giving up 15 there, so that's nice. And then base on balls, there you see we're in first place with 37. So like I said, a lot of the categories that you would like to see your team do well in, we're doing excellent in, and we're just hoping that we can keep that up. Other than that, we're just kind of middle of the road there in the others, and always room for improvement there for us for that, and that's that's something every team is striving for their team there. So, and then winning percentage there, of course, like I said, we're probably the best team right now for the season here, and more and more we'll be moving on here, and we'll sim a lot more games. Now, what I mentioned earlier at the beginning of the video here, we will have the next episode will be between King Felix and James Shields. We'll show you guys that game. And then we're not going to be done with that series just yet, because you guys will see a full, raw, unedited episode of the 3rd game there with Cleveland. And then following that episode, you'll see we'll go into that Tampa Bay series. And then we'll start flash forwarding through some of these games here. I think we'll end up skipping that Detroit series, and we'll have host Colorado. And then we'll just start just going through some games here. Got a couple interleague games that we're going to go to. I think the San Diego series is definitely something we're going to look at here. So there'll be a lot of games here we'll flash forward to, or a lot of series I should say we'll flash forward to get through this month there. So a lot of moving forward, and just a lot of we'll also show you some minor league games coming up here. We'll just talk about that in probably in another episode of World Court Insider. Show you guys what the minor leagues are doing and what's going on in there. So stay tuned for that, and hopefully you enjoyed today's episode. Like I said, you guys will see a lot more footage and a lot more action here for this franchise here on for the Royal franchise here here on ESGNet. So that's it for this episode. If you guys enjoyed the episode, please leave a like. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and also don't forget to hit that bell notification. Like I said, there are gonna be a lot of videos coming up here very soon. The Royal franchise here on ESGNet. But that is it for me, you guys. As always, keep yourselves, each other healthy, and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Discord. Links are down below in the description, and I will see you guys next time.